Now let us see. We all know this is the social way we live. Either you can burst your anger to your boss, nor you can express your sex when you want. What is the way then to remove the cerebral layer? What is the way to throw out your cerebral layer? What is the way to live the real life? You should understand one more thing. The Kirlian photography, there is a new discovery called Kirlian photography. Now they use this system even as a diagnostic method. You are just like X-ray, your light body, your aura body is photographed. Each one of you have got a light body. Just above your body, 6-inch to 12-inch thickness, there will be a light. By photographing your light body, before 6 months, your cancer or the TB or any other fatal diseases can be diagnosed. It has been proved. Now the Kirlian photography is being used as a diagnostic method. They found many interesting things through the Kirlian photography. The chakras can be photographed. The energy centers which I say can be photographed. They have photographed already the chakras and proved the existence of energy centers. From ages 5,000 years, the Eastern mystics are continuously talking about this energy center. First time the Westers proved it, the existence of chakras, energy centers. And not only that, the man who has got lot of suppression, his aura body becomes very thin and dull. Man who doesn't have suppressions, his aura body is thick and alive. That is why children you can see so graceful. They just jump around. The nature of the children is to be in bliss. You can see a grace with them. Around the world, take the photographs of kids in all the culture. Not only American, Indian, even the Ethiopia, which suffers the poverty, even in their culture, if you see the photographs of the kids, can you find a single kid who is ugly? Each kid has got their own grace, beauty. Not beauty, grace. Because the grace is much more than beauty. Beauty comes by makeup, grace comes by being. Have you seen a single kid who is ugly? Have you seen a single grown-up man who is beautiful? Around the world, single kid, no, they have got their own grace. But once they grow up, the grace is lost. What happens actually? It's nothing but this cerebral layer, the suppression. Suppression is the layer which makes your whole being dull and dead. What is the way to throw out the suppressions? Meditation is the beautiful way, the master key to throw the suppressions out, to throw the repressions out. In our meditation camp, tomorrow and day after tomorrow we have the meditation camp. In our meditation camp, there are cathartic techniques, many meditation techniques to throw out the suppressions or the dirt which you collected inside your system. People come and ask me, Swamiji, why should we throw out in the meditation? In the name of meditation, why are you asking us to throw out all the suppressions, all the depressions? I tell them, if you don't throw your anger in the meditation, you will be throwing out in the house. If you don't throw here, you will throw in the house. People tell me, Why should I throw? Let them be there. If they are allowed to be there, it's just like a cancer. Just like a cancer, it will destroy the whole joy of your being, whole beauty of your being. The suppressions and the perversions makes you heavy continuously. You don't have the freedom. Wherever you go, whatever you do, you will never have a holiday. A man with suppression can never have a weekend. Can never have a holiday. Because it will be there inside. You may go to Miami Beach or Hawaii Beach, but your mind will be totally suppressed. Your being will be totally dull. How can you have a weekend? Unless your being is ready, unless your being enjoys, you may change the place of where you stay, but you can never have a weekend. A real weekend comes only when you have thrown out all the suppressions, when you have really understood the aliveness or vibrancy of your being. As long as you carry a volcano inside you, you can never have a weekend. You can never have a holiday. Of course, we have forgotten the very idea of weekend. What we do in the weekend? Go to bar or the club or the pub, dance, drink and dance early morning. Still the hangover is there and tiredness. You think you enjoyed the whole 2 days. Again when you get up from your bed in the Monday morning, you are totally tired. You are worse than Friday. And what type of weekend? Which only makes you weakened. This is what is our weekend. You can never have a real weekend till your suppressions are unloaded, till your suppressions are cleared, till your being becomes fresh and alive, just like a child, just like a baby. Till the grace happens to your eyes to hide your suppressions only. You don't look at each other's eyes. Just think, how many times you look at each other's eyes? We never look. Because when they look, they can find out what is suppressed inside. The reason, the purpose of your look can be very easily found. They can find it. It can be found. Whether you are giving a look with anger or whether you are giving a look with a sex, can be directly diagnosed. Women has got a very intuitive power. Just by one sight they will catch with what mood the guy is looking, with what mood the guy is relating. That is why I have always seen, just we shift our eyes. We don't look at others' eyes directly. Just for a second or two we look, then immediately we move our eyes, because eyes can show the cerebral layer. Eyes can very clearly express the cerebral layer. What is the way to throw out the suppression? You must throw out, otherwise you will be throwing in the house. Your boss will throw on you, you will throw on your wife will throw on the kids will throw on the staff, the workers will throw on the pet animal will come and bite you. That will be the circle. That will be the circle. If you don't throw on the air, you will be throwing in the house. If you don't throw in the space, you will be throwing in the place. You will be making the whole house dirty. Your whole house will be smelling. So, meditation is the beautiful way to vomit, to catharsize, to throw out your suppressions without disturbing the others, without creating the karma chain. If you throw it on somebody, then he will throw it again on you. The karma chain will be created. The link will be created, which will never end, which is never going to end. If you throw it on the air, you will see your being totally gets settled. You don't create the karma chain, the link of action and reaction. So today we will have a small meditation technique through which you can throw the things out, your suppressions and the repressions. Before the meditation, few minutes for question answer. You can be seated.
By watching TV, it was instrumental in me understanding Ramayana.
I'm perfectly all right. But only you. What about other 99.999? Only you. What about other 99.999? Of course, if you really watch only Ramayana, perfectly all right. You say about Ramayana, but how many things you can't say and just keep it in your mind. Look at yourself. Because it's a public place, you can say only about Ramayana. You see, mostly I can say 99.99% it is used only to spread the violence and the sex. Directly and indirectly, both.
The other day you said meditation path of ecstasy. And then you also mentioned that we are in the path of ecstasy. So does the meditation help us realize that?
Sure. Of course. Meditation is just to make you realize you are in the path of ecstasy. That's true. When the insanity is brought out, pulled out from your body, from your being, you will see that sanity blossoms. Sanity is what I call bliss, ecstasy. Yes.
Swamiji, I've been listening to you for a whole week and listened before too. And I was hoping or waiting that you'll use a word which you never did. The question comes to me.
Which word? Tell me that word.
Coming to that, Swami Vivekananda, all through his career, you are well known to him. And Ramakrishna, and including, I don't know whether Raman Maharishi used that now. But Swami Vivekananda, all through his writing, emphasizes only one word, and that is concentration. And he said, learn that, and everything else you can pick it up at your will. All through your meditation techniques, which are many and many of them are fantastic, none of them uses the word or the process of concentration. Would you comment on it, why so much of difference?
One thing, as soon as I utter the word concentration, what happens, what word comes in your mind? Tell me honestly. As soon as I utter the word concentration, immediately your mind says, no, I cannot do. That is not for me. Learning concentration, no, I cannot do. I think that is for somebody else. For the people who live in the forest. For the people who live in a different way. The word concentration has been understood by the people as a complicated thing. Shall I finish? Word concentration has been understood as something which is impossible by the people. Not only the word concentration, many times I never use the word Atman. I never use the word Paramatman. All those big terms I try my best to avoid. I try my best to avoid the word Brahman. You can never hear the word Brahman from my mouth. Actually, I am putting you all into that experience, but I never use the word Brahman. I never use the word Atman. I never use the word concentration. I never use the word bhakti. All these words, you are listening to me so many days. You will never listen all these great words. But I am making you all to do the things. the words has got a tremendous power. Either it can create enthusiasm in you or a depression in you. These great words again and again and again we heard, but somehow our mind has created an idea, it is not for me. I am not cut out for that. Then immediately half of your energy just it moves away. Half of your being just says, no, it is not for me. Just because my wife has called, somehow I entered into this hall. I don't know when I will be able to leave. When I can leave, this Swami is not leaving. When he will finish, I do not know. Most of the time, when we listen these words, we feel frightened. We feel just, it is not for me. I am not cut for that. So when you listen the simple words, more like a love, more like a suppression, the words which you use every day, you feel, oh, the Swami is talking with me. Always we feel, whenever we go to the spiritual discourse, we feel that person is talking to the neighbor. I tell you, when you go to the medical discourse, what you do? If that professor says, if you have a small pain in the chest, it may be the symptom for the heart trouble. If you have the knee pain continuously, it may be the symptom for arthritis. What you do immediately? Even though you are healthy, you just touch it and check it. You just touch and feel. May not be physically, but mentally you just feel. But when it comes to the question of spiritual, if a master says, you must have a little bit of adjustment in your family, then only the life can go happily. Immediately you say, you look into your wife. What do you think? Understand what Swami says. Actually, when it comes to the physical, you check with yourself. When it comes to the spiritual, you tell with your wife, listen, how many times I told you? It always happens. If I use the same complication, the terms which are complicated, I can say the outdated. That is why I don't use Sanskrit at all. Actually, what is happening, many times you can see, I will be asking for the words. Because inside Sanskrit words are coming, I have to translate them. I get such a lot of Sanskrit words, but I can't use, because the very mention of the Sanskrit word makes them shrink. They are not ready to listen anymore. People feel, no, it is not for me. Because there is no equivalent terms in English. The word brahmacharya can never be translated as a celibacy. Celibacy is too poor. It is nothing to do with brahmacharya. Brahmacharya is just a flower. The concept of brahmacharya is just flowering of your being. When you have flowered into ecstasy, you are brahmachari. But the celibacy, the very word, gives you the idea of old monk. All is cheeks inside, with a stick, bone, only bones, can't even walk, lean, thin, dull, dead, long face, suffering eyes. The very word celibacy has got only negative connotation, avoiding something. But the brahmacharya is just including everything. Brahmacharya is inclusive. Celibacy is exclusive. We can't get the equivalent terms for Sanskrit words. And the same way, tattva, the darshan. There is a word darshan in the Sanskrit. Darshan can never be translated as a philosophy. Philosophy means a network of words, web of words, jungle of words. Darshan means the experiences, darshana, What is seen by the seers is darshana. So word philosophy can never be the equivalent for the darshana. When the Vedas are translated, when the Upanishads are translated, the half of the charm is lost. The concepts are lost. That's why I have no other way, I have to use the terms. That is why I am not using the terms God, Paramatman, concentration, all these big words. Because as soon as you listen the words, you think it is not for me. You are finished. That is the reason I am not using it. I am making you to realize the Brahman without using the word Brahman. That's all.